Hello, everybody. So simple, isn't it? Turn on the computer, watch what you want. You don't need to go to work tomorrow or the next day. So what are you going to do? Well, it's Saturday afternoon, isn't it? You can't smoke a little weed? What? Get buzzed? Get a little high? But you know what? I don't see it as getting high. I see it as getting connected. You see, in the 66, I'm the third six. By me being that third six, okay, I connect left with right. I become center. Center to left and right means I have now become the 8, making 6 and 8. That's why we have 7286, two worlds of 7, connected with the world that also is of 7, and it needs to be 7 because it's got to connect to the 7 on the other sides. But the center world can connect to 9, while the only other two worlds only get to connect to 8, the space within they live. So we're going to take out my book here and see what I did. I can't bear another minute. Well, I'm not naked, not bare at all. So let me see. I just drew something. Can you figure out what this was? This is a V, okay? And these are two sticks making the M. It's the person holding a ball here and a ball here. And here's his armpits, the two dots. It'll turn out to a cat. You see this little catnip? This also are those pom-poms you see on the Christmas hats. Okay? So for an Irish guy, nothing much, but when you're looking for something, okay, or you're walking down the street, you can't tell me that you're not going to bump into a blue tree or a yellow fox. You can think you're not, and then boom, the yellow fox is there. What we perceive to be shall always be, but it shall never be when today and tomorrow are forgotten. And tomorrow that was forgotten is now today. Do you see it? It's day 6. It's always day 6. You go 1, 2, 3, you jump over the threshold. You go 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. Okay, you jump over the threshold, the dot in the center. Now you're connecting these two sides. Throw the dice. Okay, so let me see what I have here on the page. I am assuming, okay, that the asshole is number 32 passage. And the reason for that is because you have to reconnect the alphabet again. So if you reconnect the alphabet at 32, 30 is C, D, E. No, C, D, E. Yeah, it would be E again. So you're back at the pass. So I just say, anyways. Another thing, I'm not sure if I mentioned this. I'm going to try and get this. Let's go back to bear. To bear a child, to be bear. Okay. The other thing is we have September, October, November, and then we have no more bears because we have January. But is it Januaries? Februaries? But Feb. Is Feb a fib? What does it mean, Feb? It means week in French. To be Feb, that's week. Jan or Jane. Jane and Tarzan, King of the Jungle. Jane, Jan, John, Johnny, Jack. All the same thing, just she's a girl. So we got who Jane is. And then again, they do go John Doe. John Doe, Jane Doe. You know, that's the way they played in the market, and we became familiarized just like Mr. Smith. Like the locksmith. The one who's going to break into your heart. So I'm going to turn on to the next page. But you know what I like about the beginning of Christ? It also says scratch. So we get on to the next page, and I'm not quite sure where we should go. Oh, yes, we've done this one before. Okay. 6 feet down, 2 feet up. Stairway to heaven, right? 6 feet down, 2 feet up. That's the way you're buried. It must be the same thing. So I guess there's 8 stairs. Why would God make you want to walk any further? The other thing I was looking at was cold drinks. Cold It's 34 counts, 7. But if you really look at it, okay, DR and in KS, King's Castle. You can break down this wrinkles. Dawn wrinkles, the dawn, the Day, the Dominion, the nod, the egg nog. That is a nod. Why do they mention the D? Why do we have the G? Because the D mentions, okay, it's not talking from the passage, it's talking from the whole spot 4. There's 4 parts to this world. Part number 5 is we're it. And then obviously, yes, the earth, the this, the that, and whatever, but that's the basics of it. So where are we next in this? Then I got to dawn wrinkles and old rinks, and old wrinkles, and old people, and old things of the past. So I started to just, and then I went into the cold drinks and chlorine, and then I went into the Rhine, or the rhinoceros. I don't know how I got there. Anyways, this is what I get here, okay? If you take the Z and put this here, you end up taking up 6 here, 5 over here, 24 over here. Don't count the center because it's going this way. So this and this would make 30 creation. And then the 5, or 4, 5, and 6 would make 45, or the 5 would make 35 or 53. 35 and 53 in this world makes a total of 88. How obvious? Here's another thing. Now, I want to ask you a question. How obvious was it when they were selling planted pot? Okay? They say grow your own. They say you can grow it on your own. Plant pot. I don't want to count the E, D, and the S, because that's EDS. Plant pot. So they told us. Isn't that what we should do? Okay, joking from here to there. Here's the club. Okay. Here's the bottom of the pyramid. See, here's the pyramid, and here's the club hat. Fits on top of the pyramid. This goes right up like a watering spout. Hooks out to the left, hooks out to the right. If you really take a look at this shape, this will become the fleur-de-lis, dead center of what you see as a club. This will be the shape of a teardrop, which makes one side of a heart. This is where the Liberty Bell goes, right here, down the center street over here. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, this all has to do, if you take a look at this arm and this arm, these are arms, okay? Take a look at it. It's alpha omega arms, okay? Now, yeah, maybe you don't see. There is the pyramid here, and this is the empty space, and this is all the electronics. See the way this, holding this side, and connected right up here, and it goes all the way around and back up. We got to have something that comes around and goes around. Otherwise, we would have never learned that. I guess. Okay, now the next thing I wanted to get onto was 512.132. What 512.132 is it is 8 times 8 times 8, which equals to 512, in which on the opposite side it equals to 0.132. This is what the numbers are. So what I do with these actual numbers, okay, is because the dot here, M is the 13th letter, B is the second letter. If I add them on top of each other, I get 644. 6 by 44 is 240, 268. 2, 6, and 8. 6 and 8 means the secondary world of man and heaven. But that's all it says. What am I supposed to show you? Let me take a look down here. Okay. Mug and David world. How can I explain 512? How can I explain it? I will explain the delta. See the 4 dots? Okay, that's D. Okay, it's the 4 dots. Okay. New York City, Abe Lincoln, the coin, colors, 512 megabyte. The 5th letter E, the 2nd letter B, the 1st letter A. Electronic worlds, Lincoln, Abe Lincoln. What year was he president? When was he here? Another thing we're going to do with this is 13 is 1 and 3 is 4. So we have a 4 over here. Okay. My screen disappeared. Okay. So now that we have a 4 over here, okay, the other question is plus 4. Why plus 4? Because the D is 4. I'm not working with MB anymore. I'm working with MD. So the D is 4. It becomes 44. And then I come back to this number. Why back to this number? Because 13 to start with, the opposition is 6 to bring it to a 10-10. And it works out in both worlds the same thing. What else was I going to do here? Boy. At the end, right? At the end, 5, 1, and 2 is 8. But if we use the 10 because it's in the second position, 8, here's your 8. The one spirit that goes in the center, forget about that. The one spirit that goes in the center here, goes in the center here. Your birth is here is 9, okay? And here's the electronic, right here. So that's, if you take a look at it, it looks like a little fish. It also looks like a diamond, because one corner belongs to you. I'm not doing too well in this cassette, but I'm going to try and show you this. 9 by 9 is 81. 9 by 9 is 81. 2 worlds. His world says this is my world and that world, and my world says it is my world and this world and that world. Okay? Now what I do, 9 equals to 11. Are you following me? Anyways, let me explain the way it works. Okay? You take the numbers, 18, multiply 1 by 8, 1 plus 8. The answer is, do the same thing over and over and over and over and over, and at the end you come back to the same number you have started with. Now, how can I show you this? 1, 8, 1, 9 is 17. Okay, here, I think I got it. 9 by 9 is 81 or 18. 81 and 18 is 99, 11. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 and 1 is 3. Creation of 99. How do I know? 1 times 8 is 8. 1 plus 8 is 9. 17, the queen. 1 times 7. 1 plus 7. Now it's 15. Omega. Then it goes on to 15. 1 times 5. And 1 plus 5 is 11, which equals 99, which brings you back up over here. Raphael, 72, 86. Am I out? Yeah, just to say that February might say Aries in it. And there's just these other things. Januaries, Februaries, Feb, week, month of February. Jan, Jane, March. What is March? The ram? The ram's horn to go up the hill? What is it about rams? March, rams, who's marching? Where are they going? It is the 3rd month, and it's also reflected on the month of December. Then after that, we have April, Abril. They call it the joke at the beginning of the month because it's April Fool's Day, and it only happens on the 92nd day every 4th year when it's a leap year in February and 29 days in February. 92 and 29 equals the 121 again. Yes, I get all excited, and I don't want to forget once I'm on a roll. I have to try and see animals with horns, with 1 horn or more horns, whether they have antlers or panache like the moose, whether it grows from one piece separating or it's 2 pieces. Can they move one at a time? I mean, our ears are on the other side of our head, right? The reason to and the reason not to. You don't have to do all applaud. No one has to applaud. Those who do understand why they don't have to, because I understand. The other thing about March, it starts to remind me about the ranch. March, ranch, march for a cause, march for a cancer. But I'd stay with the ranch. And then you have the ram, and you have the ram charger. And they're always in the heels. So you got to look at it that. So we talked about headrests, and we talked about bears. In French, it's O-U-R-S. 6391. 6391. 6 and 3 equals 18. Or 81, like 9 by 9, and we start over with that same scenario we had before. I forgot about pie, but my pie's in the freezer. I'm going to get it and eat it as soon as the lights go out, before my skin turns tan, and before I find a darker skin. Why did I say that? Because no matter what you say, anything that is dark, it's from the other. It has more of a, it has the soul in it. It has a hidden secret in it. You're tan, yeah, I can sort of see. I can see sort of under your skin and see whether your skin is red or not. But you see, I'm darker, and you can't see if I got any blemishes, really. But I'm not relating theoretically this time. It's just, I don't know, my mind is just, anyways, enough for Jane Doe, and of course Doe is a reindeer, and her father, her husband, is a buck. The other one is Rudolph with a red nose, and that's us all over here. Raphael 7286. What's coming up? 7 more days. The pigs come marching in. Is that what it is? It started out in May 21st of 2012, and one of its second to last stops is next week. What is she bringing in? Raphael 7286. Don't worry about it, because there's a higher echelon to what we are, and even if we collapse, somebody else will pick us right up again. Just don't stop breathing. Thank you.